A lot of traders look at prop firms and think, well, this is going to be my shortcut. I don't need a big account. I don't need to wait years. If I just pass the challenge, then finally I will have real capital and my whole life will change. And honestly, I get it. Thinking about it in that way doesn't make you silly or wishful thinking. Basically, you're human. It sounds like the shortcut that you've been looking for in order to make real money inside of the markets. But here's what most people don't see up front. According to Bloomberg, about 90% of funded traders lose their accounts just within a few months. That's a crazy statistic. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean that prop firms are bad. It just means that traders enter them before they're ready for the pressure and the structure and the self-control that comes with trading someone else's money and using someone else's rules. So let's talk about it. In this video, you're going to learn why prop firms feel like the shortcut, what you actually need before attempting one, how to know if you're ready for a prop firm right now. So before we dig in, if you want to build the discipline, the confidence, and the skills to approach prop firm trading from a strong place and not just a place of stress or urgency, that's exactly what we do inside of the Trading Launchpad and also in the Profitable Traders Academy. We build solid traders, not rush traders, not hope this works type of traders, just real traders with real habits, and the links for those programs are in the description box below. Okay, so let's break all this prop firm stuff down in a real way. Prop firms have excellent marketing and they tap into the feelings of, I want to move faster. I don't want to trade small forever. If someone just gave me more capital, I'd be fine. And listen, there is nothing wrong with wanting to get to the good parts of trading as soon as possible, because I was there. When you're learning to trade, you're hungry, you're motivated, and you're tired of watching price move and saying, if only I had some money, then that move could have changed my entire week. So when you see a $200,000 account, a $500,000 account, a fast pass to real capital, it seems very tempting to just jump right in. But here's what most traders don't realize. A prop firm challenge doesn't remove the emotional challenges of trading. It really just adds to them. Because now you're not just trading price, you're trading rules, you're trading deadlines, you're also trading profit targets and fear of losing the account. It basically turns your mind into a stopwatch and the emotions into a performance review. When you trade like that, even small decisions can feel really big. You start second guessing yourself, and if your habits aren't strong yet, the pressure of all of that exposes that really fast. So think about it this way. When you're trading your own money, you have the flexibility, you can take a day off, you can pause, you can do whatever you want to do in terms of adjusting your approach and your strategy. And when you're feeling off, you don't have to worry about somebody watching your every single move. And with a prop firm challenge or even a funded account, there's the timer, there's the rules, there's the profit target all hanging over your head. And there's this constant thought in the back of your mind, what if I mess this up? That mental load can change everything. It's really the difference between practicing free throws alone in a driveway versus shooting them in the final seconds of a championship game. And also with the added pressure of thousands of people watching you. The mechanics are the same, but the pressure is not. And here's the thing that most people miss. Pressure just doesn't test your skill. It tests your nervous system. It tests whether or not your habits hold up when the stakes are high, especially when you're in the phase of trying to become funded. So let me tell you where my understanding of prop firms came from, not from theory, but from actual experience. When I first heard about prop firms, I thought the same thing that most traders think. Oh, so I don't need to slowly grow my account. I can just get funded and scale faster. I'm going to be a millionaire by next year. That's what I thought. I passed the phases, I hit the targets, I traded well, and then I had a situation where I did everything right. I traded the system, I managed the risk, and then when it came time for payout, the experience did not match all the effort that I put in. I wasn't angry, I just got clarity. And it showed me something important, that no company is responsible for my trading career. I am. A prop firm is not the plan. My skill is the plan. The firm is just one possible tool that I could use. It's not the foundation of my trading. And that experience made me double down on building me and investing in myself and not chasing external validation through getting the little certificates from a prop firm. And it was actually the best decision that I could have ever made for myself. Because here is what happened after that. Instead of feeling discouraged because I didn't get paid out or like I had failed, I realized that I was looking for something outside of myself in order to prove that I was ready. And I wanted the prop firm to tell me that I was good enough. At that point, I was funded 300K. I wanted the funding account to make me feel legitimate. And the truth is, no external thing can give you that. It's not a badge, not a certificate, not a payout, not a funded account. The only thing that gives you the real confidence is knowing what to do when you're in the markets, not hoping and not wishing. It's knowing that you can execute your plan consistently in different market conditions and with different emotional states and still come out profitable over time. That's what I focus on building. Instead of feeling like prop firms were the answer, for me, prop firms were an option. And I knew that I didn't need a prop firm to validate my skills. People think that prop firm challenges test your edge. They don't. Well, at least not at first. Prop firms test your discipline. It also tests your ability to follow rules even when you're tempted to take a trade. It also tests whether or not you can take a loss, or when you can walk away when you're supposed to stop trading, or your ability to not trade because you're bored, or your ability to be patient when the market is not really doing much. And basically, it also tests your ability to handle pressure without changing your plan. Because you can know every single strategy in the world, but the question is, can you stick to your plan when the money is almost there, when you almost hit your TP? And are you just one red day away from losing everything? Prop firms don't break traders. Prop firms just show where the trader needs more reps inside of the market. And that's not actually a bad thing. It's really helpful feedback. And if you use it the right way. So let me give you an example. Let's just say you're in a challenge and you're 2 days away from hitting your profit target. You are so close. And then the market doesn't do anything. It's stuck in consolidation. There's nothing really for you to trade and you don't see anything that matches your plan. What do? A disciplined trader will wait. They know what setup they're looking for and they also know that they will wait for it to come to them. Either way, they're not forcing the trade just to finish faster. And this is how people tend to blow accounts. But the trader who isn't ready yet, they start to see setups that aren't there, convincing themselves, well, maybe this can work. This kind of looks like my setup, and maybe I'll just risk a little because I'm so close. That's not strategy, that's desperation dressed up as confidence. And the prop firm structure makes that feeling even stronger because a lot of times you're against the clock and you have this sense of urgency in order to prove something really fast. But trading doesn't reward speed, it rewards patience, precision, and the ability to wait for your edge. Okay, let's walk through a real situation because if we're being honest, you've probably been there. I've been there. You're in a challenge, you start strong, you're immediately in profit, and you're up for the week. Your confidence is super high. And then one trade doesn't go your way, and you start telling yourself, it's fine, I'll get it back, which is the right mentality to have. But then you take another trade that is not your A setup or quality setup because you don't want to end the day red. Now you're down even more. And suddenly, you're no longer trading your strategy, you're trading your emotions and you're trading your P&L, which is your profit and loss, in order to protect the account that you haven't even fully earned yet. That's not skill, that's your nervous system on overload. And a lot of traders don't talk about that enough because in that moment, what you're really experiencing is fear. Fear of losing progress. Fear of wasting money on the challenge fee. I know I've been there for sure. Fear of having to start over. That's so annoying. And then fear of not being good enough. And that fear makes you do things that you would never do in a calm state. And it also makes you take trades that you wouldn't normally take. And it makes you hold on to losers way too long, and it makes you cut winners way too early. It makes you abandon the plan in favor of trying to feel better right now because you don't want to see red at the end of the day. This is why emotional regulation is just as important as technical skill, maybe even more important. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you can't manage your emotional state when things go wrong, the strategy won't save you because you'll start overthinking it and then start second guessing it. You'll tweak kind of mid trade because you're anxious. And then that's going to be the difference between a trader who's ready for a prop firm and one who isn't. It isn't about being perfect. No one is. It's about knowing yourself well enough to recognize when you're emotionally compromised and not having the self-control to be able to step away before you do some real damage on your account. So most traders lose their prop firm accounts not because they don't know what to do. Most people know what to do. And it's not because people can't trade. Sometimes it is that, but most times it's not. It's because they enter the challenge to feel like they're ready and they know what they're doing instead of proving to themselves first that they could follow their plan consistently with a tiny account with their own money. And a prop firm feels like a shortcut. But discipline is going to be the real shortcut in trading because most people don't lose prop challenges for technical reasons. They lose because their habits aren't ready yet, and their habits don't magically appear when they get access to a bigger account, like a 200K account or 500K account. They show up when they trade small accounts, like $100, $500, $1,000, because when you're trading big, if you can't manage your emotions on a 2K account, then a 200K account is simply going to magnify those same bad habits, or good habits if you built them. So think about this. If you struggle to follow your stop loss on a small account with small trades, do you really think that you're going to follow it when you have amounts that are 10 times bigger? And think about it this way. If you revenge trade after a loss, let's just say it's $50. What happens when it's $500 a trade or $5,000 a trade? The account size doesn't change who you are as a trader. It just amplifies that. That's the best time to fix your habits in those tiny accounts when the stakes are really, really low. Because when you make a mistake that costs you, let's just say $20 and not $2,000, then you could afford to learn. And then you could adjust the patterns in order to not be emotionally tied to the money. And then you could also trade your funded account with a lot more ease. I see traders all the time who think, well, once I get funded, I'll trade better. When real money is on the line, people take it seriously. I know when I had $5 on the line or $10 on the line, I took it very seriously. And I was able to manage that money comfortably. And note, this was after I had a prop firm challenge that I had failed, and then I came back to a smaller account, and then I was able to come back to a prop firm challenge even stronger. So I'm saying all this to say is that a prop firm is not bad. It's going to be really great if you got the skill, and timing is going to be key here. You want to make sure that you have consistency in your personal account, and you also want to have a strategy that you trust. You want to have emotional control, you want to have discipline, and you also want to have a recorded history of following your plan. And you don't want to just get a prop firm challenge to feel like a real trader because you get a certificate once you pass. It's not going to turn you into the trader that you want to be. Is going to be when you start off with those small accounts and you scale that account. That's going to be a very different mindset. When you approach a prop firm account from the position of strength, you know you are ready when you are proving yourself with that tiny account, and you can trade consistently and follow your rules and manage your emotions. Then the prop firm challenge becomes what is supposed to happen next. It's going to be that performance test. Not something that you see as a rescue mission, something that's going to get you out of this state of having tiny accounts. It's okay in the beginning. Don't try to rush the process because you're not trying to prove anything to anybody else. You're only proving something to yourself. And you don't want to just hop into a prop firm account because you're desperate or because you feel rushed or because you feel emotionally attached to the outcome of having a large account. You want to know that if the prop firm way does not work for you, at least you got the skill and you can grow your own account. And if you want a prop firm account, then you know what you need to do before you head back in, and then you can trade it with a lot more certainty and clarity and be able to get those payouts that you're looking for. You want to do it in a way that's calm, confident, and prepared. So here's a simple test that you should use to know whether or not you're ready for a prop firm challenge. Am I somebody who follow my plan? Do I need someone to watch me? Do I stop when I say I will? Do I track my trades and review them weekly? I used to review all of my trades on a Saturday. Can I take a loss without trying to get it right back right away? Do I feel calm when I trade my strategy? Do I trust my process more than my emotions? And would I feel confident trading the same way I do now with a much bigger account? If those answers were yes, you are on solid ground and you are ready for that prop firm challenge. If not, that doesn't mean that you're behind. It just means that you're going to be building a foundation the right way, starting now, because that foundation is what gives you the options in the future. And right now, I'm going to be even more real with you. If you read through those questions and you felt a little bit uncomfortable, like maybe, kinda, that's actually a good thing, because that discomfort is awareness. And awareness is the first step towards growth. Most traders never even ask themselves those questions. They just keep jumping from challenge to challenge to challenge, trading strategy to trading strategy to trading strategy, hoping that something finally sticks. But the traders who succeed, they get honest with themselves. I mean, like brutally honest. I had to do that to myself multiple times. They don't lie about where they are. They don't pretend that they're more disciplined than they actually are. They look at their trading journal and they see the truth, because the numbers don't lie. They look at their behavior under pressure and they acknowledge what needs to work. And then, most importantly, they do the work. So not because it's glamorous, not because it feels exciting, but because they know that it's the only real path forward. So if you're not there yet, it's okay. Don't rush it. Don't let FOMO, fear of missing out, push you into a challenge before you're actually ready. The prop firms will still be there in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. And who knows, I may even open my own prop firm one day. But for right now, I want you to use your capital wisely. I want you to build that consistency, that discipline, and prove yourself with smaller accounts, so that way when you are in the prop firm challenge, you can execute with pressure that is built in and you will be able to overcome that. At the end of the day, prop firm funding isn't the shortcut. Consistency is the shortcut. Patience is the true shortcut. And learning a system deeply is the shortcut. Building emotional skill is the shortcut. Because once you have these with a small account, you don't need to rush. You don't need outside validation. You don't need a prop firm to feel capable. You want to choose a prop firm because it fits your plan, not because you're hoping that it will fix your trading. And here's the beautiful part. When you build yourself into a solid trader first, opportunities start to show up naturally. Prop firms become one option among many others. Maybe you grow your own account. Maybe you manage money for other people. Maybe you do take a funded account, but from a place of strength and not desperation. The traders who win long term aren't the ones who found the fastest route. They're the ones who built the strongest foundation. They are the ones who were patient enough to do it right, even when it felt slow, even when it was annoying. So my challenge to you is to do this. Don't ask yourself, am I ready for a prop firm? Ask yourself, am I building the right kind of trader I want to be, before you entertain a prop firm? Because if you focus on the second question first, the first question will answer itself. You'll have your answer. If you're focused on building real skill instead of chasing shortcuts, then drop the word focus in the comment section below. And when you're ready for structure, support, and a complete path to becoming a confident trader, check out the Trading Launchpad and the Profitable Traders Academy. It's in the description box below as well. That's going to be the next step that you need to take. And if you want to build confident skills inside of the market, then go ahead and click on any of the videos here on this screen right now. I'll see you there.